Hello, you guys. Let's talk about 8.4, the slope of a line. I love this lesson because it reminds me of my favorite superhero, Slope Guy. And I drew him over here. It's really sad, I know, but draw a stick figure with a cape because he's a superhero. Okay, so slope in algebra, they always use the letter M to represent the slope. And slope is always written as a fraction. It's how much the line rises over how much it runs forward. And another way to say it is always the change in y over the change in x. So the rise is represented by the change in the y's, and the run is represented by the change in the x values. Okay, so what I'd like you guys to do is add 4 coordinate planes, just like I did. An x and a y axis, an x and a y axis, x and a y axis, x and a y axis. I want 4 of those grids in the margin. They can be little, that's fine. And then with your blue, I want you to draw a line like this. And I want you to notice how I'm making the pointer go from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. And here's my little slope guy. And I want you to imagine if he started over here at the left-hand side and he went forward, he would have to go up, 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 up. So this is called a positive slope. Why are you barking, Fiona? Okay, and then right here, I want you to draw on your X and Y coordinate plane. I want you to use your blue and draw a line going down like this. So if I'm slope guy right here and I run into this line, I'm going to have to go down, 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 down. And so this would be what we call a negative slope. Now sometimes slope guy runs into this situation. On this X and Y coordinate plane, I want you to draw a flat line just like this with your blue. And here's slope guy. And if he goes from left to right, it doesn't take any effort at all. It's kind of like skating or just, going, just walking on a sidewalk. It's really easy. So we call this zero slope. And I'll show you that when it's flat like this, you could make a Z out of it. So it's a zero slope. Now, this situation is pretty scary for slope guys. So here's the x-axis, the y-axis, and here's a line going straight up and down vertically. And here's slope guy going, help, help, help. Well, he's falling, but he's a superhero. He never crashes or hurts himself or anything, but he just keeps falling and falling and falling. And that is what we call undefined. And notice how this line you could make a capital N out of, so it's undefined. Okay, so take a look over here at example 1, finding the slope. It said a building's access ramp has a rise of 2 feet and a run of 24 feet. Find its slope. So remember, the definition of slope is rise over run. So they told us it had a rise of 2 feet, so put 2 feet on top, and a run of 24 feet, so put that on the bottom. Now remember, the labels cancel, and then with the numbers, we want to divide both the top and the bottom by 2 to get 1 over 12. So the slope is 1 over 12. All right, take a look right here at slope of a line. So if they give us 2 points, so let's say here's the line going up and they gave us this point, 3, 1, and the second point, 5, 4. We can use a formula. So the slope M is rise over run. Remember we talked about it's a change in y. We can say the difference of the y coordinates over the difference of the x coordinates. And what's really cool, one of my students several years ago said the way that he remembers it is he just says, let the y's rise. So let me show you this trick. This is really cool. So I took this first point, 3, 1, and I wrote it here, and the second point, 5, 4. And then with your red, I want you to circle the y coordinates and pull them up, okay? So circle the 1 and the 4 and let them go up. And so when you write M equals and then draw your fraction bar, I want you to let the y's rise. So put 1 and a space and 4, and then the x's drop down. The 3 and the 5 drops down. Now the only thing you have to remember is you have to put a minus sign between the numbers. So this becomes 1 minus 4 over 3 minus 5. And then of course we would add a line and change the sign. So that becomes 1 plus negative 4 gives us negative 3 on top. And 3 plus negative 5 gives us negative 2 on the bottom. Well, remember, 2 negatives will make this whole fraction positive. So the slope is just 3 over 2. Now what's really nice too is it doesn't matter if you switch the points around. And I want to show you up here, this is what your book did. They just said 4 minus 1 gave them 3, and 5 minus 3 gave them 2. They still got the same answer, 3 over 2. So you just have to remember, let the y's rise. Okay, so take a look at example 2, letter A. They want us to find the slope of the line. So here's the line right here. And here's the first point they gave us, 1, comma 2. The second point they gave us is 4, comma 7. So you want to let the y's rise. Circle the 2 and let it go up. Circle the 7 and let it go up. And so then you want to write m equals and put your fraction bar. And the 2 and the 7 rose up. So 2 space 7. And the 1 and the 4 went down. 1 space 4. Now in that space you have to put a minus sign. Alright, so this becomes 2 plus negative 7 gives us negative 5 on top, and 1 plus negative 4 gives us negative 3 on the bottom. Remember, the two negatives will make this whole thing positive, the whole fraction. So the slope is just 5 over 3. And you should have known it was going to be a positive slope, because look at the slope guy. He would have had to climb up this mountain. So it would be a positive answer. Okay, take a look at example B. So here, if you take a look at this line, now we can predict that the slope is going to be negative, because slope guy would have to go down, down, down this. So we just grab the coordinate 2, comma 1, and the other point was 7, comma negative 4, and let the y's rise. So let the 1 go up and let the negative 4 go up. So notice how m equals, and then 1 minus negative 4 over 2 minus 7. And then add a line, change the sign, so that becomes 1 plus 4 gives us 5 on top, and 2 plus negative 7 gives us negative 5 on the bottom. Well, you guys know that 5 divided by negative 5 is just negative 1. So the slope is negative 1. And we should have anticipated it would be negative again, because slope guy would go down. Okay, so remember, look at the checkpoint. We're going to find the slope. Let the y's rise. So if I have 2 comma negative 2, I would circle the negative 2 and let it go up. 0 comma 4, circle the 4 and let it go up. So then I write m equals negative 2 minus 4 over 2 minus 0. And then add a line and change the sign. So you get negative 2 plus negative 4 gives you negative 6 on top, and 2 plus 0 is just 2 on the bottom. And then you want to reduce, so you get negative 3 over 1, or you could just say negative 3. Okay, take a look at number 2. Let the y's rise. So circle the 5 and let it go up. Circle the 2 and let it go up. So you get m equals 5 minus 2 on top and 7 minus 3 down at the bottom. And then add a line and change the sign. So 5 plus negative 2 is 3 on top, and 7 plus negative 3 is 4 on the bottom. So this just gives us a slope of 3 over 4. Okay, take a look at number 3. We have negative 2 comma 4, so circle the 4 and let it go up. And then 6 comma 2, circle the 2 and let it go up. So we get m equals 4 minus 2 on top over negative 2 minus 6 on the bottom. And then just add a line, change the sign. So you get 4 plus negative 2 gives you 2 on top. Negative 2 plus negative 6 gives you negative 8 on the bottom. And then we simplify, divide both the numerator and denominator by 2. So you would get m equals 1 over negative 4. Or you could also let the negative rise up to tell me it's negative 1 over 4. That would work too. The negative just has to be somewhere. Okay, guys, so let's take a look at example 3, 0 and undefined slope. So look at example A. See how this line is flat, so you should predict that it's already going to be 0. But let me show you what the fraction would look like. So take this point, negative 2 comma 2 and 4 comma 2, and let the y's rise. So grab the 2 and let it go up, grab this 2 and let it go up. So the slope is m equals, and put your fraction bar, so 2 minus 2 over negative 2 minus 4. And so add a line and change the sign. So 2 plus negative 2 gives you 0 on top. And negative 2 plus negative 4 gives you negative 6 on the bottom. Well, 0 divided by anything is just 0. So the slope of this line is 0. All right, take a look at B. Look at this line. Now you should know that slope guy was falling going, ah, So this is the undefined line. But let's take a look at what the fraction looks like when it's undefined. So I take this first point, 3 comma 2, and I take the second point, 3 comma negative 4, and I let the y's rise. So let the 2 go up and let the negative 4 go up. So I get m equals, and then a fraction bar, 2 minus negative 4 over 3 minus 3. So add a line and change the sign here. And so you get 2 plus 4 gives us 6 on top, and 3 plus negative 3 gives us 0 on the bottom. Now here's the deal. You're not allowed to have division by 0. That's that's how we get the word undefined, because this is not a number answer. It's just a word. It's undefined. All right, you guys. So let's try this checkpoint. Wow. Okay, it's complete chaos. Alright, if you guys only saw what was going on, Fiona's trying to bite my son's foot, and Kitty's trying to grab my stylus. Alright, so take a look at example 4. Let the y's rise. So let the negative 1 rise up, let the 5 rise up. So write m equals, and then put your fraction bar, negative 1 minus 5 over 3 minus 3. And add a line, change the sign, so you get negative 1 plus negative 5 gives us negative 6 on top, and 3 plus negative 3 gives us 0 on the bottom. Remember, when 0 is on the bottom, that's bad. That is undefined in algebra. Alright, and then take a look at number 5. We have negative 2 comma 5, so let the y's rise, and 3 comma 4, let the y's rise. So then write m equals, and put your fraction bar, 5 minus 4 over negative 2 minus 3. And then add a line and change the sign. So you get 5 plus negative 4 gives you 1 on top, and negative 2 plus negative 3 gives you negative 5 on the bottom. So you can tell me that the slope is 1 over negative 5, or you can say negative 1 over positive 5. Either way, though, the fraction is negative, so this line would be negative, have a negative slope. And then take a look at number 6. 1 comma negative 1, let the y's rise. 7 comma negative 1, let the y's rise. So then we have negative 1 minus negative 1 over 1 minus 7. And so these two negatives make a big giant plus sign, so you get negative 1 plus 1 is 0 on top, and 1 plus negative 7 is negative 6 on the bottom. Well, 0 divided by anything is just 0, so this line would have a 0 slope.